Hello there, internet. Welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, and today we're gonna be talking about Lost Sword, a game that I've already been talking a couple times in my channel, but finally it has come out in Korea. Now, even though the game is in Korean, you can play the game right now in English without any problems. I will say that around 95% of the game is actually translated, probably a little bit more, but there are still some things missing. So if you wanna play the game, just get the APK via a TapTap or a QApp, or just find one of those usual websites that host APKs and also get a couple of viruses along the way. That said, let's talk about our first impressions. And before we start, leave a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel, and let's talk about Lost Sword. There is a couple of things that I want to go over for this game outside of, as you just saw, right, the system where your characters die and then they lose clothing, which is pretty funny. There is also a couple of things that I really like about the game and some things that I really dislike about the game. Right now, I'm enjoying it, but we are on the honeymoon period. We are on, a lot of events giving us currency, free characters, skins, materials, etc. So I want to wait until the honeymoon period is over to make the final review. This will be our first impressions. That said, we can start with the gacha system, since I think that is what everyone at the end of the day cares more when we talk about the gacha game. So the gacha rate is a 3% for 5-star character. The guarantee on the rate up is 120 pulls, and the rate up itself is a 2%, meaning you can lose your 50-50. So on the gacha department, it's decent. Right now it's good because we're getting plenty of currency. We'll see later. The animation is nice. You basically will see for a second on the right of the screen a sword. If that sword is glowing, there is a 5-star. If it's not glowing, we got shafted. So we're gonna skip, and this is 4-star characters. As you can see, we get some dupes. We got 10 because this character is already maxed out, and we get a dupe for this girl because we don't have her maxed out. For normal characters, 3 stars or 1 stars if you will, right? You will be getting 2 of these souls instead. The multi costs 2,000 diamonds, which right now, again, it's 50-50 because we're on the honeymoon period, so I don't want to talk about currency income yet. That said, that's the gacha. I have no problem with the gacha, I have a problem with the dupe system. The dupe system is like a 50-50. I personally like the character progression. I feel the dupes might be a point of a lot of players to actually download this or not, because they are awful for PvP. So let's go over character progression a little bit after the gacha itself. As you can see, a lot of cool characters, okay? You have Rand right here, you have the current right-up girl, you get this girl for free, she's a healer, this is a support character, an electric girl. The characters are pretty nice. I will say quality-wise, right? It's not Nikke, right? Like you can't see the quality of the models in Nikke and how good they are. But still, it's an enjoyable game. I've been having a lot of fun with Lost Sword, so don't let that deter you. Now, the dupe system is also, as you can see, basically taken from Nikke. If I put these characters together, as you can see, Sarah is a core 5, my Blanc it's a core 1, and they also go to core max or core 7, just like in Nikke, which I think is funny. I don't think it's too big of a deal in this day and age. Every gacha is copying from someone else. It is what it is. It's still a funny thing. Let's go over the character progression itself, so you can see some of these systems and how they work. Character progression is pretty straightforward. So for example, if you want to level up your character, you can either level up with this type of books that you will be able to get, and I can go to level 80, or for free, you can level transfer from any character of your choice. She's level 51, I can put those 50 levels into my girl, and she will get that experience transfer and become level 91. This is pretty good because if you want to try another character, let's say I just got Rowena, and I really like her, and I want to try her out, I can just transfer from my main DPS, and she will become level 80. And it costs like 10,000 gold, and as you can see, I have like 4 million right now, so it's free basically. Skill-wise, it depends on the character. Some characters have a ultimate, an active skill, and 2 passives. Some other characters will have only like 1 passive or 2 passive, or things like that. It really depends on the character, but for the most part, you will always see an ultimate and an active skill, and then depending 1 or 2 passives or none on the character itself. The maximum level of the skills, however, is tied to your dupes. As you can see, I cannot upgrade this skill until I level her up. I do not like that system personally. I would prefer if I could just level them up to the maximum level, because you are not going to be getting dupes of specific girls you like, right? So that is one of the things I dislike. The next thing is the equipment. Equipment goes just like a normal RPG. You will be able to grind this every day, by the way. You can get common, green, blue, purple, and even legendary gear with different stats, and some of them are random as well. This is easy to farm, so don't worry too much in the sense of, oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass for the RNG. Most of the stats are good stats. If you want perfect stats, it might be a pain in the ass. If you're just looking for specific ones or overall decently build your characters, no problem on that. Then you have a card system, which is weapons, if you will, on other games, right? You will be able to equip a card. It doesn't have to be that character's card. You can put anything. And they will have always a passive stat and a passive skill as well for that character. It can be a team buff, it can be a buff for herself, a new active skill itself, whatever it is. Then you have the specialties, which will allow you to reroll character stats. As you can see, melee attack and attack increasing their pretty good percentage, and some melee attack with another flat. You can reroll this for free, and you will be able to farm this, but of course, this is the end game, rerolling for perfect purple stats. And then, of course, you can get the dupes themselves. The dupes, I don't like, okay? Look at these dupes. 20% increase on the stats, and if you go to the maximum dupe, 60% increase on the stats, plus the skill levels too. I don't like the dupes because how strong they are, because there is a PvP, of course, Korean gacha, there has to be PvP, okay? But the PvP, clearly you will be losing when you are playing against someone at your same level, but they have those dupes, or even lower level than you, but with those dupes. The other thing I'm on the fence, I think I like it, is the dupe system. The first time you get the dupe, you can exchange between actually duping your character or doing a resonance and getting the card for that character. I do not know if there is any other way of acquiring these cards outside of getting a dupe. If there's gonna be like an item that allows you to do that, I'm not sure yet. But that is the character system itself. That said about the character progression, there's not much else going on. Let's talk a little bit about the gameplay and the shop. And let's actually go over the shop first, because that's gonna be easier. You cannot spend money, okay? You can get your free daily thingy, your weekly as well, and that's it. You cannot spend money even if you want, because it's a Korean game and you need a Korean number. The exchange shop is all for resources you can grind, the event as well, and the currency is just the premium currency. So you cannot spend money. That out of the way because it doesn't matter. Let's go over the gameplay. There is a lot of game modes. I'm not going to be covering all of them, but I do want to show a couple. So let me put myself on the top here. As you can see, there is boss raids, PvP, the usual weekly labyrinth, a tower, a dungeon with 10 minutes left, and then some other stuff in here with another one here, the chaotic mayhem, another 5 minutes. These dungeons with a time limit, it's how much you can farm per day. They are not mandatory for your dailies, but they will give you a lot of resources if you keep, pushing these levels. As you can see, this is where you will be farming all of your gear. And you can farm this up to 10 minutes per day, and the other event up to 5 minutes per day for a specific event currency that you will be able then to exchange for more goodies. I like this system. I would prefer if it was longer, if I could just farm more if I wanted to, but it is what it is. There is also some co-op in the Dragon Nidhogg, or whatever his name is, where you can also get really good gear. Co-op for 4 people. You can go with random bosses, or you can set up a password, and you will be able to go with your friends if you will put Mango here, for example, right? That said, let me show you just the basic gameplay, the adventure gameplay. This is your usual campaign with a normal and hard difficulty. So, when we talk about the gameplay itself, it's going to be an auto battler where you bring 5 characters and 3 pets, okay? 3 pets right here and 5 characters. I'll show the pets later because I actually forgot to talk about that. The combat itself is an auto battler, pretty simple. There is 3 lanes, the front, middle, and back. They are not locked to those lanes. You can put them everywhere, but they get buffs if they are on their lane. So the front lines get the defense, the back lines get an attack buff, and the mid line will also get an attack buff. That said, the game focuses a lot on elemental synergies. So if I go, for example, here to my run, right, you will see that she deals damage to characters that are shocked, or sorry, she deals extra damage to characters that are shocked. And then I'm also using Lua, this girl right here, who will be shocking every 6 seconds for 3 seconds the enemies. So I'm using that Electro team right now, this shock team, in order to deal more damage. The game does focus a lot on that, and as you can see, there is elements dealing 30% elemental advantage, or you're dealing also less 30% damage if you fight against someone on the opposite side. The game itself, it's actually pretty. I've been enjoying it a lot. As you can see here, it's just an auto battler, pretty simple stuff, okay? And we're going directly into the boss, and you will be fighting them. I'm gonna get fucked in here, by the way, because this is way above my level, but just so you guys can see them. Hopefully we can see one of the ultimates before everyone dies. The ultimates are actually pretty as well. As you can see, they're fully animated. It's just like a 1 second, maybe 2 second cooldown animations in there. This is the lolly right up character right now. Mage. Every game needs a lolly mage for some reason. I don't know why. But that is the gameplay, okay? You will be able to automatically progress through the story, both normal and hard, and same for the towers and other game modes. There is of course guilds, co-op, and a couple extra systems, but I don't want to be showing everything because then this video would be like 40 minutes long. That said though, things that I dislike the most about the game, even though I recommend playing it, by the way, I've been having a lot of fun with this. We made our guild. If you want to join, feel free to. It's Doro Rats as usual, okay? I would recommend playing, but if you care about PvP, this is a Korean fest as usual, where it's gonna be completely unbalanced, okay? For PvP. I don't care about PvP, so I'm having fun. The other thing that I don't like is the pet system, because they are really strong as well. As you can see, this is a pet that you get for free, and she gives 30% attack increase. But if I go to a normal pet on level 3, it only gives 12%, and this is already with 3 dupes, right? So if I were to go to this pet SSR with the maximum amount of dupes, it's going to be giving a 60% attack increase and everything else in there. So the pets are also a system that is like, I don't know how to feel, because you pull for them, of course, right? Like if I go into here, you will be pulling for them as well. There is multiple ways of getting free pets, but it's not guaranteed to be a 5-star. So that's like the only thing I dislike. I would prefer to just pull for characters, like in most gachas. I don't like weapon banners or extra banners. Let me pull just for the characters. The only other thing that I am not super sure is how will this be after the honeymoon phase is over. Will be getting enough currency to like actually enjoy the game and pull, because right now you're getting 100 crystals a day, then you have some weeklies where you're getting 200 in there but no pulls, and then your usual achievements. So I don't know how it will be. They made a devlog recently talking about giving out more currency and more diamonds and more ways of farming them, which is nice, but it's a big incognito. That said, right now, as a new game, I would recommend you download and play the game. It's super fun, and we're having fun grinding on stream as well. If you want to join us, we're going to be live later. Feel free to drop by. But that's going to be it for our first impressions on Lost Sword. If you want to download the game, tap or queue up is probably going to be your best bet. And that said, enough with japping. That's going to be it for this video. Love visual bosses. Good luck with your pool dinner rates. I'll see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことです。